Welcome students. In this class, we'll try to explore what artificial intelligence is and what are the various ways we can categorize artificial intelligence into the various categories. For example, the existing AI system can be categorized into two categories such as general AI and narrow AI. In addition to this, we can categorize as discriminative AI and generative AI. Before proceeding further, we'll try to understand what are the topic level outcomes. After end of this session, you will able to explain the concept of artificial intelligence, what strong AI and weak AI means. In addition to this, you can able to classify the AI enabled app into discriminative and generative AI categories. Compare the supervised and unsupervised learning with one example each. And last but not least, you can able to illustrate the relationship between AI, ML, DL and generative AI, that is artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning and generative AI. Before proceeding for artificial intelligence, we'll try to learn what intelligence means. We all know human beings are intelligent by birth. What do you mean by intelligence? That is, what do you mean by natural intelligence? See, this is the simple definition of human intelligence is. Intelligence is the ability to acquire, understand and apply knowledge and skills. It encompasses various mental capacities such as reasoning, problem solving, learning, creativity, decision making and adapting to new or complex situation. You can demonstrate intelligence by various ways such as logical reasoning, emotional understanding, social interaction and practical problem solving. As we know, human beings are social animal. We would like to have a good people around us. So the social interaction is much more important. The another aspect of human beings are by default we would love to solve the problem by whatever knowledge and experience we have. So the simple definition of artificial intelligence is ability to acquire, understand and apply knowledge and skills. Now we will proceed to artificial intelligence. Before definition of artificial intelligence, the AI is one of the branches of computer science. The simple definition of AI is incorporating human intelligence in a machine. I repeat, incorporating human intelligence in a machine. That is, machine should be programmed to think like human beings and mimic their actions such as problem solving and decision making. This concept was coined by Arthur Samuel in 1915, who was American pioneer in the field of computer gaming. He developed one game called as Checker that was the first AI enabled game. Now, the AI means make machine mimic human intelligence. AI is the science of making machine smarter. It allows machine to understand what you say, recognize the faces, suggest what to watch or even chat and write like humans. You might wonder all these activities we are using in our day-to-day life. Understand what you say. We are using the app called as Google Assistant who can understand our voice and it will get converted into a text. Second, recognize the faces. Now we have the mobile unlock facility with the help of Face ID, or if you are employee, then there would be a biometric machine who can identify specific employee with the help of face. The another would be suggesting what to watch. This is called as the recommender system. If continuously you are watching particular type of videos on YouTube, automatically YouTube suggests what would be the next video you might interested in. And the last but not least, even we can chat and write like human. For example, now there is large language models such as ChatGPT, Gemini AI. This thing you can use to create new content, right? Now, just like human, like we people learn from the books and our past experiences, AI learns from the data and help us to make wise decision, solve problems and create something new. Now, if you want to develop your own artificial intelligence based system, what are the foundation you must know? The first and foremost thing is knowledge representation. See, to develop AI powered system, the very fundamental thing that we should have is the knowledge in terms of data. The second important thing is search and optimization algorithm. Whatever knowledge base you have, based upon the query or problem or the question, retrieval of appropriate knowledge out of knowledge base. For that purpose, we need various types of intelligent or heuristic search algorithm. These are the two mandatory things to develop your own AI based system. In addition to this, AI system should have the reasoning and inference ability. It means that based upon the data, it should have ability to draw the conclusion. The last thing is the learning ability. The AI system should have the ability to learn by itself over certain period of time. So these are the four fundamental components of artificial intelligence based system. The first one is knowledge representation. Second, search and optimization algorithm based upon the query. It will help you to extract or retrieve appropriate amount of data being answered. Then reasoning and inference, that is draw a particular conclusion based upon the data. Last, the learning ability, learn by itself. Whatever AI based system we have around us, those can be categorized into two categories. The first one, the strong AI, and second is weak AI. Strong AI is also called as general AI or super AI. Right now, till today, it is theoretical concept. But usually when we think as a layman what AI means, then what picture comes to our mind is the robot which will do human-like activities. This is called as the strong AI. However, till today it is not possible. This is theoretical concept. Whereas whatever various AI powered app we are using in our day-to-day life, all those apps can be categorized into weak AI, which is also called as the narrow AI. These AIs are trained and focused to perform specific tasks with greater precision and accuracy. These are some real life example of AI system. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is impacting almost all domain. Here, just I am trying to cover three major domain. The first one is education, second, the healthcare, and third is game. In education, now we have the chatbots where you can chat and get the appropriate answer for your question. In addition, now there are a lot of automated evaluation systems are also available who evaluate your answers and give the marks or grade. In healthcare, this is one of the domain which are largely impacting by AI solutions. Now, for the expert doctors or radiologists have the assistant system which is AI powered. This system will help them to perform their day-to-day activity with greater precision and accuracy. Such systems are called as computer aided detection, computer aided diagnosis, or computer aided prognosis system, which will help expert to come up with patient specific tailor made recovery plan based upon the patient medical data. In games, right now various AI powered games are available who can decide the difficulty level based upon your performance. These are the apps that we are using in our day-to-day life with the help of mobile. For example, fingerprint sensor. If you want to unlock your mobile, you will put your finger there, automatically it will get unlocked. But same thing, if I want to unlock your mobile, it is not possible. This is nothing but the AI system who is able to identify who is the right user of that device. The second one is Google Lens. With the help of Google Lens, if you draw a photo, if you capture a photo, it will help you with variety of tasks. Say for example, in that photo, there is some few English sentences. Automatically, it will get converted into editable text, or you can able to do translation in another language as well. Or if it has object, it will help you to identify what that object is. Another interesting app is YouTube. By observing your watch history, YouTube will help you to suggest new video in which you might interested in. Meta AI. This particular app is available in WhatsApp as well. With this particular tool, you can interact and you can get the required answer. Next is photo editing app. Now, you captured a photo and you want to delete the unwanted artifacts present in the background. We can select it and we can crop. Automatically it will get replaced by the appropriate background. All these apps use AI based systems. Whatever apps we have saw in previous slide, these apps can be categorized into two categories. The first one is discriminative AI and second one generative AI. The simple definition of discriminative AI is it is able to classify or identify the data, whereas generative AI means it is help to create new ideas or new content. The content might be text or images as well. In discriminative AI, they tell what something is, whereas generative AI help to generate something new. For simple example, if you have an image, then it will able to identify whether that image contains cat or dog. Whereas in generative AI, if we provide input, it will create new content. That input is called as prompt. The real life use is, say for example, in previous slide we have learned fingerprint for unlocking your mobile. It is discriminative AI. YouTube suggesting new video to you. It is discriminative AI. The Google Lens who help us to identify what that particular image contains. Again, all these apps help us to discriminate between the things. Whereas one particular app we saw in previous slide, that is Meta AI. This will help you to generate new content. This will come in the generative AI. So, in summary, the discriminative AI help us to classify the input or to predict the output, whereas generative AI help us to create new content. So for simple, discrimination is nothing but to classify or to predict, whereas generative is nothing but generate new content. Based upon this, now we will try to run one activity. Simple, read the explanation and try to identify whether it is generative or discriminative AI. A teacher is grading your answer whether it is correct or incorrect. Here we are classifying. So this is example of discriminative AI. A student is writing an essay or doing drawing or composing a music. Here that student is creating something new. Yes, this is example of generative task. Fingerprint sensor available in our mobile. It is able to identify whether the fingerprint is of specific user or not. Discrimination. Right? Next, Google Lens. Yes, Google Lens is also example of discriminative AI. It helps you to identify what that particular image contains. YouTube. It is also a discriminative AI. This is called as recommender system. Next, Meta AI. Yes, you are right. This is an example of generative AI. Photo editing app with AI. This is also example of generative AI because it is generating the background. ChatGPT. Yes, this is also example of generative AI. See, now in this slide, just I'll try to explain what these tools are doing. We will try to explore one by one. Face unlock. It is help to classify whether the face is of specific person or not. Fingerprint sensor. Again like face, it is able to identify whether the fingerprint of specific user or not. Google Photos. They help us to categorize the photos based upon the people, places and the object contained in that photo. Gmail spam filter. It helps to classify whether the email is spam or not. Google Lens. Google Lens help in many ways. Translating the text, recognizing the object. Next, the voice assistant. It helps to classify the command from voice input. Auto tagging social tag. Again, this is also discriminative AI. Recognizes the people in the photo. Grammarly. It helps to classify whether the given sentence is grammatically correct or not. YouTube. It is recommender system. Based upon your history, it will help you to suggest new video you might interested in. Whereas in generative AI, ChatGPT, it helps to generate new text or images based upon your prompt. Bing or Gemini, again it is same like ChatGPT. Photo editing app. They will help you to edit the photo and generate new content. AI note generator. It will generate the summary of the meetings, or if you give a long PDF, it will help you to summarize the content. Suno AI. It will help you to compose music from your input. Here we are creating something new. So this is called as generative AI. See, this is the relationship between artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning and generative AI. Artificial intelligence is big umbrella. Machine learning is one of the subset in it. In machine learning, there is another subset called as deep learning. One of the application of deep learning is generative AI. So AI is the superset, whereas generative AI is the subset. Now, before proceeding further, now we will try to learn what exactly human learning means. Because in previous slide we learned that artificial intelligence system has sub branch called as machine learning. It means that the ability of machine to learn by itself based upon data. If we want to do this thing, machine should learn by itself based upon data, then we should know what exactly learning means and how we learn. Now, can you tell how we learn? See, we learn by observation, we learn by reading, we learn by listening, we learn by taking feedback, right? The simple definition of machine learning is it is the field that gives computer the capability to learn without explicitly being programmed. That is, machine should learn by itself without being explicitly programmed provided the appropriate data. There are four different types of machine learning algorithms. The first one is supervised learning, which is also called as inductive learning. Second one is unsupervised learning. Third, semi-supervised learning. And the fourth, reinforcement learning. Now, in supervised learning, usually we give input data with expected output. Those expected output are also called as labels. In unsupervised learning, we only give data. Expected output is not there. So it is called as unsupervised. The semi-supervised learning is combination of both. It means that few data has expected output whereas some data do not have expected output. The last is reinforcement learning. This is based upon the human learning. Means the particular AI agent will perform certain activity in the environment. Environment will either give the reward or penalize the AI agent. Based upon the reward, the agent will try to learn. It means that the activities for which the agent are getting the reward, it will continue doing those activities. And the activities for which the agent is getting penalty, it is going to reduce those activities. This is reinforcement learning. See, this is one of the simple example of supervised learning. In supervised learning, we can do two things, classification and regression. This particular slide gives us the example of what classification is. Now, my simple question is, if you score 90 marks, what is your result? But obvious, you are pass. But if you score less than 40, your result is fail. So here, in addition to input, I am explicitly providing what is the output. Say for example, here I have three attributes: study hours, attendance and previous score. Suppose study hours are less, attendance is less and the previous score is less. The possibility you might get fail. If study hour is more, relatively attendance is also more and previous scores are also more, then you might get pass. So in addition to input data, I am providing the expected output, that is final result. So it is called as supervised learning, and whatever output I have, that output can be classified into two classes, pass and fail. So this problem is called as classification problem. The next is prediction or regression. Here as a output I have a continuous values, and based upon the input data I want to find out that value for unknown sample. Here what I am doing, here I am trying to predict or forecasting. This is called as regression. In this particular example, I have some characteristics or features of the flat. What is size of that flat in square foot, number of bedrooms and the location. Based upon that, what I have is I have price of that particular flat. Here I can produce the line of regression. Based upon that, I can forecast the value of price value of new flat based upon the input feature. This type of problem is called as regression or prediction. In this problem also, expected output, that is the prices of flat, is already been given. So this is also example of supervised learning. Whereas in this particular example, see here, I have the data about number of runs and number of wickets per match secured by particular player. Say for example, one particular player secured 100 runs provided he haven't secured any of the wicket. Same way, I secure only 2 runs, however I took 7 wickets. Based upon that, what we can anticipate? I have drawn the one graph here. In this graph, say for example, if number of runs are more whereas number of wickets are little less, those are represented by the blue dots. Whereas number of wickets are more but number of runs are less, those are represented by red dots. I can draw a separation line between those. The color blue color dots represent one particular set of players, whereas red color dot represent another set of players. If number of runs are more and number of wickets are less, then these type of players are bowler. Whereas, sorry, if number of runs are more and number of wickets are less, then these are the batsmen. Whereas number of wickets are more and number of runs are less, then these are but obvious bowler. But here nowhere it is written whether it is bowler or batsman. So the target or expected output is missing. So this is called as unsupervised learning. Do you have any questions? Thank you. We'll stop here.